Welcome to Sports Sushi. Your chefs for tonight are Sports Plug Russ, serving up the spiciest sports takes of the week. Sterling Furrow, rolling the X's and O's into an analytical maki platter. And finally, the moderator who always keeps the sake flowing, DJ Slow Boogie. Now grab those chopsticks and get ready, because your order of fresh and raw sports sushi is up.
Everybody, welcome. It's another Wednesday. It's another episode of Sports Sushi. Okay, all right, check it out. So if you're checking us out on YouTube or Twitter, you can check us out on all four of the platforms. It's going to be the Gratwick Network.
Put that shit on.
Gratwick Podcast Network, the Gratwick Enterprise on Facebook. But it's me, DJ Slow Boogie, your moderator from the evening. I am with my two partners, man, Sterling Furlow and Sports Plug Russ. How are y'all doing today?
Man, I'm doing good. Hey, just to let y'all know, I was at the Mavs game last night. Just FYI. I was there. Okay. But I'm doing good.
You need to make more noise so they can put you on camera.
Right. And then put that shit on.
I know they was mad at you though whenever they was like, oh damn, everybody was, oh, you were yes. We'll get into it later, but Tim Hardaway is, him having to start may work out for us, but we'll get into that in a little bit though. I'm doing fine. The only thing I realize is it's impossible to look manly while you use a straw.
Yeah, especially when you put your lips on it like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I almost was supposed to do that straw.
Got to drink from the side, man. Always the side. Man.
It's a metal straw. You can't get this from the side. I made you have to kick it.
All right, man. So
I'm comfortable with myself. I got to drink this.
All right, so check it out, y'all. We got a good show lined up for you, but we're going to get it kicked off right about now. So we're going to start off with this day in sports. So, Russ, man, what you got for us today, brother?
Oh, shit. In honor of what's going on in baseball, because free agency is moving, and we can touch on a little bit of things. You see how I try to bring these things together. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, on this day in sports in 1988, the Texas Rangers signed free agent pitcher Nolan Ryan to a 1-year contract. The reason why it connects is because the Texas Rangers have signed DeGrom to more than 1 year and a lot more money in contract. And also in other baseball news, because I know y'all going to turn us off if we talk too much baseball, the Yankees said go ahead and count that cash to Aaron Judge. But as you know, Boogie, it means not in the thick of things because you just signed a leader to the team that the Houston Astros swept. So you got some more shit to do. We need some more pitching. But Aaron, hey, go get that bag. I'm sorry.
Hey, man, shout out to Aaron Judge, man, signing a monstrous deal. Brother, you're set for 8 generations down the line. So God bless you and yours.
We don't have the sound effects.
He got a major bag.
But
yeah.
Ching, 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 ching.
Here's a question though. Do y'all think they overpaid?
No, I see here. Here's the thing. They didn't overpay because when you at the end of the day you say, "Oh, we got swept by the Astros," but they didn't overpay him because besides him, everybody else on that team basically rated out to the Pittsburgh Pirates. If you look at all their averages, we were the Pittsburgh Pirates with Aaron Judge. So it's kind of like he deserves his money. And my angst I'm a Yankees fan, but it doesn't go at him. Like I'm not mad at Aaron Judge for getting paid. I'm more or less like looking at the Yankees like, okay, you got the face of the franchise. I understand why you wanted to keep him, and he's a magnificent. I mean, come on, it's not like we're talking about a scrub or a sorry player. Right. So it's like he's worth every penny. He's still young enough to make things happen, but you got to go out there and get some pitching and some consistent hitting. But we'll see what they do. You know what I'm saying? There's a long time. They got a long time to go before next season starts.
All right, but that's good, man. I'm glad that he got his money, but his news and fucked up my segues and all the other shit. I had it structured just right and perfectly, but my boy Sterling came through and saved it. So when he came in, he was like, "Hey, went to the Mavericks game." I said, "Oh, well, good." So, but we're gonna go over to the NBA, man. We're gonna do something special today for my two Mavs fans here. on the show. Sterling, hold on, let me see what it says. Yes, shout out to my boy Chris Sherrod. He said also other news. The Astros is the Yankees' daddy.
Yeah, we baby boy right now. Y'all got us in a headlock and we looking for mama. But that's okay though.
Yeah.
That's okay though. We gonna be all right. We gonna kill Snoop in the end. We gonna kill Snoop in the end. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta be Snoop? Why we gotta
y'all
be
both right now. Y'all both. Y'all got us in the headlock now. But when we win, y'all Snoop. Really, the Red Sox, y'all Snoop.
All right.
But nah,
So let's get back to it. Let's get back to it.
That was dirty, Chris. That was dirty, low down, and uncalled for.
All right, let's get back to it, man. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get into this next part of the NBA Mount Rushmore of Dallas Mavericks players. So both of y'all, deep Mavericks fans, So I'm going to defer this to you guys. Get your your top fives, respective top fives. Just let us know who you have.
All from the cities, I'm not.
I know. That's why I'm gonna let Sterling kick it off first because you in it.
Yeah, my team's not losing to nobody. Not even the all-time Lakers, nigga.
I mean, I think it's
not everybody.
I think it's easy to say Dirk's number one, right? Dirk is number one. I'm gonna put Luka at number two, right?
Okay.
Luka, I think he'll probably be the best Maverick of all time if he wins the championship.
Okay.
And then I had, I got to put my guy Michael Finley in there. Okay. Yeah, because Michael Finley, man, I like Michael Finley's game a lot. Mark Aguirre, that's a lot of, a lot of people don't really know who Mark Aguirre is, but Mark Aguirre was that guy.
No,
Mark Aguirre was that guy, man. And probably this one was a tough one. This was a tough one for me because I got Jason Kidd or Derek Harper.
Okay,
I
did mine by position, but I respect that list. That's a dope.
Well, okay, so I thought about doing it by position.
But it's good that you didn't though. It's good that you didn't.
We play positionless basketball now.
No, it's good that you didn't. Yeah. Mine is, but I'm of it. You know what I'm saying? Like what did nigga say in that Drake. In 21, like you see the reunion tower. I put the lights on, nigga. I'm Birdman in Dallas. So let me tell you what the team looked like.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so at the one, you gotta have Jason Kidd. You know what I'm talking about? Got to. Jason Kidd is the one. If you know, you know. Come join the team. We got Jamal, Jimmy Jackson, and Jason Kidd. You had to be here for it. Oh my God, Tyra Banks, you a fool. All right, so we got Jason Kidd at the one. At the two, someone you forgot near and dear to our hearts. We got Rolando Blackman. You know why? Because he showed everybody you got to shoot it with confidence. And if you don't know, then go look up the Western Conference. I mean, the Western Conference in the All-Star game. But Rolando Blackman at the two. And then Luka gonna play the three, so we can get him and Jason Kidd. They can switch off some point forward action. Because if you remember, we get both Jasons. We get the Jason in the beginning that can diamond, and he gonna have a jumper. So this ain't gonna be acing. When they first can have a J. Y'all feel me? Yeah. Power forward, y'all know what it is. It's Dirk. Come on now. He swept Kobe. Rest in peace. Kobe respected it though. And then at the center position, the man that means the most to Dallas Mavericks basketball, that does not get nearly the love and respect that he deserves, and probably one of my top 5 favorite Mavericks of all motherfucking time. So if you looking for your flowers from the city of Dallas, you're going to get it here, Mr. motherfucking Tyson Chandler. Because motherfucking Tyson Chandler was the best center to ever put on Dallas Mavericks colors, clothes, everything. Without that man, we don't beat the Heat. Without that man, we don't beat the Blazers. We damn sure don't beat the Thunder, and we damn sure don't get past the Lakers like that. So that's my 5 at positions. We're going to everybody.
Can I just say something? I'm kind of disappointed, man. Can Devin Harris get an honorable mention or something?
Hell no! Stop.
Yeah. Hey, him and Josh Howard.
Stop. Stop.
I love Josh Howard. He was dope for like 3 years.
He could just only play. He could just only play one half. Now, honorable mention, real talk. Sean Marion and Jason Terry. They get honorable mention.
Brad Davis.
I think Jet deserves an honorable mention. But
Brad Davis.
Ron Harper as well. But
I'll say this: Devin Harris only hooped good whenever he was in Dallas. Like it was like something like everywhere else.
About him.
Why?
I've never liked Devin
You know,
Harris.
you
man.
know,
I like Devin Harris.
Okay. So let me tell you about the worst playoff I've ever witnessed. I was in a place called the Maverick Creek Villas.
What?
You know these places. I was in this
Where?
place, and I was with a man
Okay,
that
so
watched. I was with
You
a man
gotta
that
you gotta
watches.
explain that one.
okay,
What is
so
that?
Maverick
Hey,
Creek
man.
Homes is just
Hey.
it was campus housing at UTSA.
You
Okay.
get there, you know what I'm saying? And you know, some niggas was king of the mad, 805 lifestyle. Shout out. You know what I'm talking about? So like, I'm sitting watching the game with a friend of mine who happens to watch this show, and he hates the Magic because he's a Rockets fan.
Yes.
And as the Golden State Warriors are pulling off the We Believe series, I just was living this and just had to suck this up. I see Devin Harris go for a layup. Jason Richardson blocks his shit and knocks him to the ground and then looks at him and says something along the lines of, "You're a female dog black person," and then kicks him. That's it. That's in America. And Devin Harris, you get no love from me, bro. You let a dude call you a ban on national TV and kick you. And you got up and we lost.
I
The
mean,
game and the series, nigga. Shit.
in his defense, he is a light skin. He a
No,
light skin.
nigga, I'm like, what? I'm red, but still, that's that difference.
He said that's the difference. So we're gonna have grace for him just because he was a light
We're
skin.
not gonna have grace for him. We're not gonna talk about it. That's my grace. I just don't talk about it. But the one good thing he did do, he did solidify the trade to get Jason Kidd back up in this bitch so we can get a championship. But nah, I don't. Devin Harris was cold though, coming out of Wisconsin, everything. You could play basketball, but boy, never am I ever of any of life that I ever would have would I put you on a team that I need to win a championship to win. Fuck
Don't he
no,
got a
a
ring?
dude kicked you.
Don't he got a ring?
Even if he do, a dude kicks you on national TV.
Just saying, he knows what it takes to win a championship. It's all the same.
We should have mentioned Chandler Parsons in the Devin Harris.
Nah, man, nah. Because you know how people don't like to admit that they're wrong. I was wrong about that one. Injuries and everything else, I was wrong about that one. Somewhere in America, there's a guy with the last name of Young that's probably gonna watch this and smile a little bit.
Chandler Bang.
Spit on the ground. But yeah, Chandler. Nah, he didn't. But he had game though. But he let Houston and Dallas. He let Texas down. Damn. Yeah. Go back to Florida. Fucking Florida, man. Can't trust him. All right. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? I like your team, though. I like your team. But I think mine bangs, though. Mine got
I think you hit the nail on the head when you picked it by position,
I had to, though, man. I had to. And honestly, I left out Aguirre just because we traded him to the Pistons. You know what I'm saying? So, I felt like Luka meant a little bit more than that, So, I mean, of course he meant more, but and Rolando Blackman, if you don't know about it, hey man, if Magic Johnson's the guy taking you out every year, hey dude,
Rolando Blackman was what 21 points a game per season.
Yeah, he was nice.
He was nice,
super nice. But we are Luka, get it done. We need another championship.
So while we're talking, while we're waiting on DJ Slow Boogie to get back in here. So I was at the game last night, man. And,
I know it ended up being close. They missed a half court shot.
To
try to win it. But what did you take? I took one thing away from it. What did you take from it?
Every time Tim Hardaway hit a three, I thought about you in our conversation,
bro. Okay. If we're okay, so here's the thing, because I was talking about this with my pops. I was like, man, if you know for a fact that if you start him. Because at these last 4 games, you start him, he getting 20 plus. So it's like, if you know this, let's go ahead and do this. You know what I'm saying? Or get him out of here. So like, am I wrong for wanting him out of here globally? Or like, in the macro, yes, I am. But in the micro, people, if he doesn't start, he don't do this. And he's got to start. And if he starts and does this consistently, I think the Mavs are straight. It's just got to be where Christian Wood's going to fit in.
Right, it's just if the thing about his game, like he's got the green light no matter what. It's like he doesn't. I feel like sometimes he doesn't play within the structure of the offense. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, of course.
He always wants to pull up, but
always, dog.
But when he's on,
it's wet. So
it's a bucket.
But it's kind of like one of those things that you have a guy like Luka on your team, so you expect Luka to be like, look, man, look. If I give you the ball, it's time for Timmy T Jr. I mean Timmy Hardaway
Yeah.
Jr. If we don't give you, by the way, Timmy T would be Timmy Two Step Jr. But anyways, yeah, if I give you the ball, do your thing. If I don't, then you know what I'm saying, find a spot open, you know what I'm saying, to get the rock. And I think that's just the rhythm they're gonna have. I'm more interested in seeing because watching him start, I'm kind of comfortable. It's weird because I talk so much shit about him, but yeah, I'll shut up. Like when you produce like that, I'll shut up and wait for you to have like a bunch of bad games to just show me that you're on and off. But no, so far so good. So I'll live with it. I just want to see Christian Wood get mixed in a little bit more because we're gonna need him like in games that matter.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and go off to our next subject, NCAA football. If you didn't know now, you should know. Deion Sanders has taken the job at Colorado University or the University of
Bruh.
Colorado.
Boulder.
Jacksonville State is in the rearview mirror. He has already addressed the team. If you haven't heard it, he said some pretty raw shit that I personally fuck with.
I think
on a
we all
personal
fuck with
level.
that.
I fuck with on a personal level. So I'm gonna defer this one to our statesman over
Yes,
in
sir. Yes,
Colorado.
sir.
So what is the vibe out there, man? What is the vibe out there, man? Now that Deion's in state taking over for the Buffaloes.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, like, so this is like a Broncos city, like all the way through.
Mhm.
But because the Broncos are so bad, like you go to the store at the game last night. Everybody was talking about Deion at a Nuggets game. Like, I thought he was going. For some reason, I thought Deion might show up there because that would be like his first game since he's been the head coach. But the whole buzz is about Deion. Everybody's talking about Deion or Prime or how you want to call it. But it's massive. It's huge. Like, he ain't gonna be recruiting kids out of Colorado. He gonna be that man's gonna recruit nationally.
Yes.
So part of the problem is Colorado's not a football state. I mean, we occasionally have a 3 and 4-star recruit every now and then. You know what I'm saying? So having him here, like, you're taking a black man and putting him in white ass Boulder. Like, if you haven't been to Boulder, it wouldn't make it. You me explain to you, kind of understand it, but it's just white. It's liberal, which is great, but it's just extremely white. Like, girls with pumpkin spice and going to Whole Foods. Like, that's Boulder, Colorado. Like, we call them crunchies out here. The chicks that live up there, we call them crunchies. Yeah, dog. Yeah. But hey, I'm just saying, and they know who they are. But check it out. So insert Deion Primetime Sanders up in the mix.
I got the munchies.
We got them crunchies, baby. We got them crunchies up there. But I'm telling you already. So what I've heard, and what I've heard through a few people is that Deion has already had over 200 kids hit him up about coming to CU that are top recruits. He's already been poaching some kids out of the transfer portal or been in talks with some.
Oklahoma
Trey Sanders. Trey Sanders is one of them. Was 5-star recruit from Alabama last year. So he's already making hay on the recruiting trail. And then he went and hired Kent State's offensive coordinator to come to be the OC here in Boulder. And, they got one of the fastest offenses in the nation. So just think about it. You're at elevation. They're going to be running this high octane, no huddle offense. And I'm telling you, man, like, he is going to bring. I looked at their schedule. They'll probably win 5 or 6 games in the first year because I'm not sure how good Shadur is yet. Mm-hmm. But I think, in 2 years, I think you're going to be talking about a team that's going to be competing for a title in the Pac-12.
Okay.
I dig it. I think they're going to be better than that. No. Like,
look at their schedule. Look at their schedule this coming year. While you talking, I'll find it.
Yeah. Let me know. So basically, I look at it like this because what I'm saying, you chat about it, and I feel about college jobs in general. One, he didn't let the HBCUs down. He started something. It's up to them to continue it to go forward. So we're not going to get into all that. That's just is what it is.
Yes.
Do your job going forward.
That's facts.
All right. Yep. Now, moving on to why I don't think that Colorado, like, I think if you live in the state of Texas and you watch a lot of Big 12 football, you think of Colorado how we think of Colorado. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a quote unquote good job. But I think that in college football, what we're seeing is a good job is what you make it. If you're successful, then it will become a good job. Because last time I checked, Tuscaloosa was not popping in 2003. You know what I'm saying? It was not. You know what I'm saying? And right now, Gainesville is not popping like it was in 2008. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on the coach, who you have there. And I think Dion has one thing up his sleeve. And this is why, Sterling, the only thing I would say of anything that you said, I would say I think differently is I don't think it's going to take them 2 years. I do think that Shador is going to be a great quarterback coming. I think he's going to be great. I think that the fact that he's bringing he's going to bring a top 5 cornerback into defensive player, if you will, in Hunter into his team. He already told the team, I got Louis coming as my luggage. I'm an Oklahoma fan. I've seen Oklahoma players saying like, we out, hey, we going. So I think the transfer portal is what's changing this. I think when people saw him leave and wonder why did he go to Colorado, like it's not just the money, it's the possibility that no matter where you go in America now, if you have what Dion has, and let's just call it the Austin Powers mojo, when you speak, people listen. All you got to do is wait for that transfer portal to open up, and the recruits are going to come as they come. So I think Colorado, like I think in 2 years they're going to be a powerhouse.
Yeah,
You have Lincoln. I think Lincoln Riley and Deion Sanders are going to be a great rivalry for us to see for years to come, because both of them have come to the Pac-12 and they're going to make the Pac-12 relevant. So I don't see anything wrong. I love it. But I don't think that we should fear. How's he going to fix Colorado? That shit's not going to be hard. He's Deion Sanders. The kids don't go to the college; they go to the coach.
Yes.
Point blank. Period.
So here's the schedule. You guys ready?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Opener, TCU. Next, Nebraska. Colorado State, they'll win those 2. Arizona State's after that, they'll win those next 3 games. Okay. Arizona, they'll win that one. Oregon State, who was a really good ranked team. They got a really good head coach there. Stanford, they lost their coach. That's a toss-up. It just depends. It's in Boulder. But then if you look at their last 5 games, they got USC, at Oregon, at UCLA, at Utah, at Washington State. Those are all 5 of those teams are very formidable teams as of right now today.
That is correct, and I don't really disagree with you. What I would say is that because this is all a wait and see, but I have faith that by the time we get to the season, I do think TCU is going to lose a lot of players, but we're going to see what TCU does, because TCU looks like they may be the king of the Big 12 going forward. And everybody else going to have to catch up to them. But we will see next year what they do. But only game I'm really worried about for them in the Pac-12 is going to be the Utah game, the USC game, and the UCLA game. Because I do think over the next, how many months we got? Like 6 months. I think he's going to get players. And I think he's not just like players. No, I think he's going to get some studs out there.
He's already got a 5-star recruit.
I think he's gonna get some studs. That's
gonna commit to him. So yeah, I think he will.
I think transfer portal wise,
yeah,
I think there's guys that like right now that we probably would never even think of are going to be like, nah, bro, like I'm out. Like I'm going to go. It doesn't matter what you offer me. Like I'm gonna go play for Coach Prime. And he's gonna get enough of those high quality players that by this time next year in the Pac-12, we're gonna be looking at. I don't know if Colorado's going to win it, but I do think Colorado is going to be in the mix. I think that when November starts, it's going to be real thick, and I think Colorado is going to be in it. And this is one thing I will say: I do think Shador is going to be a Heisman candidate next year.
Ooh, that's bold. That's bold.
Well,
I don't know, man. A lot depends on it. Their success hinges on how good he can play.
We are recorded. He's going to be a Heisman candidate. I didn't say he's going to win it. He gonna be one. Was it 4, 5? He gonna be one of the top 4.
Yeah, it's like 4 or 5.
He like going to New York. He going to New York.
Okay.
We'll get into the actual number of Heisman finalists in a little bit, but let's move on next to the college football playoffs have been finalized. Sure. So the matchups are here.
Boo, both of y'all. As I sit on the outside looking in.
I was waiting for it.
High five, Sterling. Hey.
Boo, both you niggas. I feel like Silky Johnson. I wish nothing but the worst for both of you niggas.
All right,
You had a down year because y'all had a lot of newness going on and stuff.
Yeah.
So
But still,
y'all had a
Georgia and
transition
Michigan
year.
made it.
Yeah.
But
It was transition.
but
Definitely
I
transition.
won't lie. I won't lie, Sterling. I was live for Michigan this year. Georgia, you know how it is, but I respect it, but I can't love it because it's yours.
I know.
But they cold. But we go. There's only one thing I don't like. There's only one thing I don't like about the college football. Dale, I'm gonna get into that, but it's probably not for the reasons that y'all think. But y'all want me to jump it up? What y'all think about the top four?
Boogie, what's your question? Like, what our thoughts on the top four?
Basically, and the matchups and who you think is going to progress and stuff like that. Just the typical.
Go ahead, Russ.
Okay, so I had so here's all right. So Tennessee, I am so disappointed in you because those who talk to me on a regular, they would know, like, or I've told them, like, my dream game was Alabama versus Ohio State in the Rose Bowl, so we could see which quarterback really wants to get drafted number one. I wanted to see C.J. Stroud versus Bryce Young so bad. And I'm not going to get it because Tennessee could not fucking win out. I can't really take Ohio State out. That's the only beef I had. I don't have a beef with these four teams. I think, Sterling, I'm not hating, bro. Listen, I'm not hating, bro.
All right.
But I got to put this out in the air because so many people have disrespected TCU. And I know you're going to say, Russell's, you're the Big 12. But y'all know I've been high on Michigan. But I think TCU going to win that game. I'm watching TCU. TCU looks like what Oklahoma or Texas have looked like in past years when they are on the top of the Big 12. And I do believe that Michigan can be had. I believe Ohio State. The only team I don't think can be had on this list, Boogie, is Georgia. I'll say it. I think Georgia gonna beat whoever come out this motherfucker. It's like it's not happening. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I do think TCU has a chance. The only problem I do have is I just wish that Tennessee could have won their games just so that I could see Tennessee in there instead of Ohio State. But that's just selfishly because I wanted to see Bryce Young versus C.J. Stroud.
Okay, so I'm okay with that. Like, Tennessee, man, like Hendon Hooker getting hurt, that really blew the chances. And when you have a really high octane offense like that, man, you gotta have something on the other side of the ball, on the defense side of the ball. And Tennessee just didn't have that this year.
Yeah.
It's nice. I'm glad they got it right when not putting Alabama in there. I got tired of seeing Alabama in there every single year. I think America is tired of it. And you got 2 losses, right? So Ohio State not playing, a conference championship game and getting in is like.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Because this came to me. Utah.
What about them?
Why not Utah?
Florida beat them.
They did, but I mean,
that's a tough one.
You
know what I'm saying? It's tough.
Because when I look, I honestly because I look at it and I just Ohio State to me, like I think America feels like this about Ohio State. Like, you lost the game, bro. Like, you lost the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Texas or Oklahoma lose to one another, you're not getting to the national championship, cuz.
So you know who would you rather have? Who instead of Ohio State? Who would you rather have in there?
I don't know. I said it's fucked up because there's no one I can choose. The only team that I believe, but their quarterback's hurt, I believe Tennessee should be in there, but their quarterback's hurt.
Yeah,
and they lost against Georgia, so I do think they deserve a chance to avenge that as the number 4 seed.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I do think, but their quarterback got hurt, so if I'm in the committee, I'm like, am I gonna put a Hendon Hookerless team in there against Georgia when they blew their ass out the first? No, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
And then when you look at Alabama, Alabama does not deserve to be there.
Right.
And when you look at Utah, you just said it. Utah has lost games they really shouldn't have. I kind of look at USC and say, okay, but the way that Utah beat their ass, it's like,
yeah, you don't deserve to be there.
These 4 teams are really the best 4 you can choose. You know what I'm saying? My only beef is, like I said, it's really just selfish because I really wanted to see CJ Stroud and Bryce Young have to play against each other. I almost was like, I'm willing to take TCU out that bitch to see that shit, but TCU deserve it.
Ohio State don't deserve to be there. And as far as the matchups go, I do think TCU and
Always
Michigan
Dale. My bad. Always Dale.
For sure.
Always.
It'll be a good game. I just don't think that TCU has what it takes up front in the trenches to handle Michigan. Right? That's going to be their downfall. I think it's going to be a really good game till halftime. I think Michigan, that running game is really going to eat them up because now has the athletes to match up for speed-wise in terms of their wide receiver and stuff like that. And as far as Georgia, Ohio State, Georgia's going to get them. Georgia's going to get them because, people are saying that Ohio State's going to give them a run. Georgia is too good on both sides of the ball in the trenches, and Ohio State struggles there. And then they got speed on the outside.
You can stop.
Them DBs are trash.
You can stop at that part. Georgia is better than everybody else in the trenches. Yep. And if you cannot compete in the trenches, guess what, America? You're going to lose a football game.
Yeah. Georgia is better than Michigan in the trenches. And Michigan is going to get the best offensive.
Michigan's really good. I do think that
they're the only team that can give Georgia a run for it.
I think TCU slept on a little bit in the trenches. I do think TCU has really good offensive play, good enough to get some shit off on Michigan. But I think there's one thing that people are going to realize in these playoffs about TCU, and they're going to realize how TCU is going to come back in all these games. TCU has a very athletic defense. So, I think when you watch it, I'm saying TCU had NFL players out there, so it's gonna be great to see Tomlinson's nephew, or what is his name? Daniel Thompson's little guy, his nephew or whatever is out there. I ain't gonna whatever, but it's Tomlinson out there versus Cornelius Johnson. It's gonna be interesting to see them because TCU's got that speed. Like you can literally tell, like for the first time in years, whoa, Michigan got some go. They got some scratchers out there. But TCU got them all over the place. TCU is fast. So it's gonna that game I think is gonna be the best one. Now I will say this though. I do believe Georgia's gonna go through and do their thing, and Georgia's gonna get it done. But watch out, because there is a top 5 pick at quarterback, playing quarterback for Ohio State. He's got a receiver. I know Jackson Smith and Jigba's not playing, but Marvin Harrison Jr. is playing, and
Julian Fleming. I mean,
that's Fleming. That's the other one. Yeah, they have receivers.
They got some dudes over there.
That game's going to be interesting to see can you keep CJ Stroud upright long enough for him to decipher what he needs to do with the ball. If they can, if he gets some time,
yeah. I still think Georgia's the cream of the crop.
Oh, I do.
We all agree there.
We all agree on that. Like that's 100%. We all agree on that.
So who's the Heisman finalist?
That's what I was just about to say. I'm okay. Here's mine, and call me what you will. I'm a homer, thuggin' Duggan. I believe that when we look at the Heisman, you look at all these players that are mixed in to get it. You got, excuse me. You got Stetson Bennett. You got Caleb Williams, who you already know I love him to death. Mm-hmm. You got Duggan and CJ Stroud. I think that when you look at all these 4 guys and the totality of the season, which guy did you not think would be there at all?
Okay,
ever?
Before you tell me what your answer is, I just want to let you know that the Heisman should be for the best college football player, regardless of politics.
Yes. No.
So, okay, now I want you to continue.
But no, that's what I want to make my point though, because as I say that, I say give me Duggan because he's not only Duggan's my guy.
Okay.
The reason being is because Max Duggan has played at the level. Obviously, he's here in New York, so he's played at the level. I've watched. I'm Oklahoma. I watch Big 12 football. Big 12 football. So I've watched him play a lot. I've watched him play years. You know what I'm saying? He's been at TCU for a long time. And watching Duggan, I've seen a guy that you never thought would be there, and he's pulled his team up. You know what I'm saying? Like that team rides. They had another guy starting. Like their starter got hurt, and Duggan got back in, and the team. There's something to be said about a winner. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's just a winner. Like, even the game that they lost, he still brought them back. We saw him run for the touchdown, couldn't breathe, needed oxygen. Like, I think Max Duggan deserves the Heisman. He is what Heisman is. Like, when you think of Heisman, you say, "Oh, he's the best." No, he's the best, but he's also like he encompasses college football. I die for this shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he encompasses that. Like, I come out here and I'm gonna give all of me for these frogs. You know what I'm saying? Like, not saying the other guys don't, but like, hey, you get the Heisman as an award because we can see it. You know what I'm saying? We can see, like, we can look on the TV and see, like, we saw in the Big 12 championship, this motherfucker is about to die of oxygen failure because he has run and done so much for his team. You know what I'm saying? So, like, give it to Max Duggan in my eyes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think he deserves it.
I think the best player in college football is, is a quarterback from USC.
Mm-hmm.
He's the best quarterback. But
you can say his name. It's Caleb. Caleb better than all these niggas. I didn't say that.
C. Will. He's the best player in football. It's not even close. So I think he should get it. However, when you look at what Max Duggan has gone through to play the game and taking TCU to a college football playoff, he is TCU. He should get it. He should get it. I just think that, Caleb Williams is better. He's a better player. As cool as Duggan's story is, Caleb Williams is better.
I agree with Caleb Williams. You can't argue that, but I think that what college football is and the fact that he's in the playoffs, Max got to get it. If Caleb makes the playoffs, he gets the Heisman. But you didn't make it. And this guy right here, like this redhead guy right here that we love to death, like if he wins it, he's a magical season. Like, this is what the Heisman is. Like, this is what they talk about. Oh, you never saw it coming. It was the greatest season ever of my life. It's hit that hoe. Hit the Heisman on them hoes. I think Max deserves it for real, bro. I would be very disappointed to see anybody else win it.
All right. So I'm gonna say this. It's good that Stetson Bennett's even mentioned. He ain't gonna win it, but it's just nice to see it, just to hear his name.
He don't deserve it. He deserve it.
He doesn't. He's like 25. He reminds me of like what was it, Chris Winkie?
Yeah.
He's like Chris.
Can
Winkie.
I say this? I always hate on Stetson Bennett. You know this, Stetson. We not friends. What's his name?
His name is Stetson.
Stetson. Yeah, Stetson. We not friends, but we can have a beer together. But you can't be my quarterback. But you are a very, 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 very good game manager, and I respect that shit because also, it takes a lot to have that much talent around you and not fuck it up, and people underestimate that.
Because you just want to do a little more. It's like,
you know who he is? He's the Kirk Cousins of college football.
You know what? This would have been a perfect. This
he
has
is.
been you know what?
He is, because until he show you, you don't respect it. But he show you all the times. You gotta respect it. We gonna see what you do in these clutch moments.
Yeah,
I'm watching you, Stetson.
Got my eye on you.
I got my eye on you.
So, but that would have been a good segue to our one of our later our segment of the day. But let's get to the next one. The either or. So what you got for us, Russell?
Oh yes, we got the either or. Let me go ahead and pull this up for y'all real quick. I like to give y'all some reason to debate, squab, yell, scream, whatever. Hey, who you got? The AFC or the NFC is the superior conference in the year of 2022 going to 2023. That's this NFL season. Who you got? What you say? You know what? I'm gonna say mine in one answer, and I'll defend it later.
Okay.
Boogie, lean back a little bit, Boogie. Lean back just a little bit. Yeah, what that N stand for? Not a problem. You know what I'm talking about? NFC all day, every day. Sterling, defend your conference.
So I'm gonna say it like this, man. So when I look at this, I took the top 6 teams from each conference, okay? And so you got the Bills, Chiefs, Ravens, Titans, Bengals, Dolphins. Okay, that's the top 6 in the AFC. In the NFC, you got the Eagles, Vikings, 49ers, Tampa, Cowboys, and the Giants. And if I put those 6 up against the 6 in the AFC, I'm taking the AFC. Not only that, the AFC does, you got teams like, the Chargers, the Patriots, I can't even say the Browns, but versus team right versus like the Seahawks, I'll give you that. The Commanders, Detroit Lions, and the Green Bay Packers. So like I think the NFC is better than what we originally thought they were going to be this year, but I still will give it to the AFC right now.
Hey man, look, the AFC, once you get past about 2 or 3 quarterbacks,
oh Lord, here we go.
It's pretty much done. No, okay, so look, here's the main thing, bro.
Well, all the quarterbacks are in the AFC.
Psych. Y'all got boys. Hold up, wait. The AFC got a bunch. The AFC, hey, hold up. The AFC, all the stud QBs. Yes, by arm power, throwing it, all that type of shit. We got winners. Nigga, the GOAT is in the NFC. What you talking about? Tom Brady's in the NFC. Stop.
He's almost dead.
GOAT.
He ain't doing nothing. That man is almost dead.
Hey, Boogie, if you're not dead, what are you? If you're not dead, what are you?
No, son. We're not gonna sit here and call Tom Brady.
Hold up,
He's the GOAT of old. He is not that right now.
Where are the best defensive players? Or where is the best defensive player?
Man, okay, Mike, you got Micah Parsons, great. And you got Aaron Donald, great. But
Darius Slay, Jalen Ramsey
is run by quarterback.
Wait, I'm just
stop defending the NFC.
And
right
the AFC got 2. The NFC is battle tested. All the NFC teams get it out the mud. You know what I'm saying? Okay, y'all got 3.
This ain't Iraq. We ain't got to get nothing out the mud.
Yes, you do. That's how you get a Super Bowl. You don't get a Super Bowl. Look.
Yeah, we get it out the mud.
Hey, Boogie, you're a DJ. So I'm going to say it like this. I'm Plutonian. Hey, the AFC ain't getting out the creek. I ain't got no love for y'all. I ain't getting out the creek. The AFC ain't getting out the creek. The NFC gets out the creek.
Put Dale's comment up there. What Dale say? Talk your shit, Dale. TV 12 20 years.
Where is he right now? We didn't say who's better right now. We didn't say who was better.
He plays on a very middling Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they're trash.
This year, this year.
This year, it's the AFC.
This the NFC. What is you saying?
Boogie, you see how I come in here and
Boogie, lean back. Oh yeah, you ain't got to.
Hold up. I'm extending the olive tree. Like, we all came to play, but nah, he gonna come in here and talk about somehow the NFC. It ain't even close, dog.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. And like this is about me weighing in.
Wait, hold up. Wait, Boogie. I'm sorry. Let me say one thing. The Bills are one of these premier teams, correct?
Yeah.
They lost to the Vikings. Don't tell me how. They lost to the Vikings.
Oh, look.
You know what I'm saying? Low blows count too, baby. They hurt. They lost to the Vikings. You know what happens when the Vikings play NFC teams like the Eagles and the Cowboys? They get dog walked. I'm sorry, bro.
It's like this.
Out the mud, bro.
I
babies.
I have to say this. Like growing up, I do remember a time where, when I was in, high school and, we would place bets, I will always win money betting on the AFC. Because it was a period where the AFC teams were winning a lot of Super Bowls. That was like, obviously the Patriots run their dynasty. Then, the Ravens slipped up and got in there a few times. So, I know what he's saying that. And yes, the studs are in the AFC. The AFC has a lot of bright spots versus the NFC where a lot of the players are getting kind of older.
We just win games.
But I gotta stay loyal to my conference, dog. I gotta stay loyal.
Do you know the AFC's overall record versus the NFC this year?
No, I was gonna ask one of y'all if y'all.
I know it. You knew I knew it. I know it. It's 29-30.
It's pretty easy.
It's 29-30. That's all it can be because they've only played. You know what I'm saying? So whoever is at the end,
that's cherry picking a stat because
I feel like it's wins and losses.
It's cherry picking because you guys got some. Listen. Look at the bottom of your league, your conference, and where you got the Bears and the Rams and the Saints and the Panthers and the Cardinals. I mean, they're bottom feeders and they're really bad. Now,
the AFC South is okay. The AFC South is the reason why the NFC East.
Hold on, everybody.
Okay, the Texans they're trash, but the Broncos are not good on offense, but they got one of the best defenses in the league. You got Jacksonville, the Colts. I mean, I'm just telling you, man. It's just I don't think it's close.
bro,
I don't
bro.
think it's close. When you
Here's
look at the
another one,
bottom
Boogie.
of the AFC and the bottom of the NFC, I think the AFC is just better.
The Broncos and the Colts played possibly the worst game ever televised on national TV in public. They're in the AFC. I'm just letting y'all know something. Even Detroit goes out there and fights with that dog, man. Come on, man. The NFC got it, bro. I don't know. If
Okay.
you like getting it from the struggle, and you like hanging on for the NFC's where you look. I bet you the NFC win the Super Bowl again.
Who?
Because they won it last year.
Man, no. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
We'll see.
We'll get
We'll
to
see.
that.
We'll definitely dive into. We'll definitely dive into that. But as
The
you see,
NFC is gutter babies.
so
The AFC went to private school.
wherever you land
Everything
at,
given
all
to
right,
them.
wherever you land at is the AFC or the NFC, but the record has them pretty much close. So we're gonna go ahead and go over to our segment because I like that how we got into the subject of quarterback play and the importance because our segment leads us to this. Which is more important to a franchise, the quarterback or the coach? If you want to win a championship, which route do you go? Good coach, good quarterback. I mean, look, we can go look into history and we can see, the examples of championship teams, and look at rosters, and we can break it down like that. But I want to know what you guys think. Which is more important? If you were gifted a franchise, your beloved franchises, and it's a clean slate, and you had the chance to pick quarterback first, coach first, which route are you taking?
Oh, I'm going to go quarterback. I think Andy Reid is a perfect example of this. Where he's had good quarterbacks, and he was mid as a coach. He was okay, right? But he gets Patrick Mahomes, and now we're talking about how he's one of the best coaches of all time, next to Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick got Tom Brady, the GOAT quarterback, like we all agreed to. Without Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, even NFL players have said Bill Belichick is mid. He ain't all that. So I would take the coach. I mean the player over the coach any day. Give me the quarterback first. Find the coach that's decent, and I think you got something there.
All right, Russ.
But I would actually, first off, of course, I always say, you got to watch out for the GM. The GM is most important. So if I'm GM and I got to pick, I'm going to pick the coach first. And the reason why I'm going to pick the coach first is because I think of guys like Mike Tomlin, guys like Bill Belichick, who, if I can get a guy that can manage the game, they could take, or even Kyle Shanahan, they could take me places that most teams would never even dream of achieving. Now, if we talk about like, do you want a quarterback? Like, if it's like, okay, yeah, give me Pat Mahomes, like, but getting a good quarterback like that is like winning the lottery. You could find a good coach. You know what I'm saying? So, me personally, I'm not finna try to just win the lottery. Give me the coach, because at the end of the day, if you have a coach and you're able to get a quarterback, you don't have to have the most talented guy in the world, because if I'm not mistaken, Joe Burrow beats Pat Mahomes when they play. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that coaching has nothing to do with that. I do believe that I do believe that having a good player makes you win, but to me, just me as Russ, like duh, like who wins with shitty niggas? You know what I'm saying? Like who wins with scrubs? Nobody. So I want the guy, like, give me a guy like Mike Tomlin that's gonna tell me, like, if you get me any type of talent, we're gonna compete in every game and win. I always take the coach first. Always.
Well, it's a reason why they pay, quarterbacks way more than they pay coaches from a yearly salary, because they are the face of the franchise. And you could take a really good quarterback and put a terrible ass coach, and that quarterback's gonna shine. He's gonna make the. It's just. I don't know. I think that
you sound like you're speaking from experience.
The data backs it up.
Chris,
it backs it up.
That wasn't to you. You're speaking for Chris. I thought Chris like took over your body for a second.
Oh, here we go.
But no, I can't lie. I do agree. Like, it's kind of a loaded question, because you can't really do anything with, like I said, you can't do anything with shitty players. But there's something to be said about the fact that Pittsburgh is the only team that has injuries and everybody just still does their job. Like they may not win every game, but everybody does their job. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? There's something to be said about the way that Dallas operates, opposite of the way they used to operate with Jason Garrett. There's something to be said about that. Like those Dallas still may fail or have issues, but if you look at the Jason Garrett teams and you look at these Mike McCarthy teams, there's a clear difference. If you look at the
Yeah.
Saints without Sean Payton, there's a clear difference. Coaches make players be, they make you be about business. Like they make you be. That's why Nathaniel Hackett.
Hey, Chris said stop the cap, bro.
He
He
said
said stop the cap.
McCarthy's a joke. Okay,
McCarthy
look.
got a Super Bowl. Stop.
Okay,
Mike
but
McCarthy is a Mike McCarthy. Who? What is what has Aaron Rodgers won without him?
I feel like if Mike McCarthy wasn't the coach of the Cowboys, you would say he's trash.
No, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. Because if you ask anybody that knows me, they were like, Russell's the only insane person that was like, I'll take Mike McCarthy.
You
And
like
the
Mike
only,
McCarthy?
I do. Like, and,
Okay.
and watching the Hard Knocks a couple years ago made me like him a little bit more. Rodgers had him because Rodgers ain't done shit without that motherfucker. Like, he ain't won no fucking meaningful playoff games. He loses every year in the NFC Championship to a team that has fucking, what's his name? We forgot because he broke his foot the other weekend. Jimmy Garoppolo. You know what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers cannot beat Jimmy Garoppolo. Take
Sean
that
Sherrod
to,
says I'm taking Mike Tomlin first in any draft.
thank you.
I want to
Like
say
you
this.
got to take the coach.
Okay, so I want to bring up a couple examples here. With other teams that made it to the Super Bowl. Now they didn't win except one, but they had both bad QB, well, subpar QB play, and not that great of a head coach. Um, so first is okay. Well, I got to peel back a little bit because I was going to say the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They had Tony Dungy, but they had Brad
Oh, back
Johnson.
then.
They had Brad Johnson at quarterback, and he wasn't nothing, to write home about. Some of y'all don't even probably remember who he was. Then you had the Rex Grossman led Chicago Bears. Um, but the thing about all those
Trent
teams,
Dilfer.
and Brian Bellick and Trent Dilfer with the
Yeah.
Ravens. So that's another team there. So what the constant with those is that you have great defenses. So I'm gonna say this as a defensive person, all that sounds fine and dandy, but don't mean shit unless you have a great defense, and that's all I have to say. That's 2 cents on that.
Nothing means anything, but I'll say to your point because whenever these points are argued with me, I am always on the side of build your defense, and I like game managers. Just don't fuck it up, bro.
Mhm.
Like if I have a team like San Francisco, just don't fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? Like if we don't win, all right, bro, we can deal with that. But honestly, if you tell me like if I have to go play the lottery, yeah, you might get a Patrick Mahomes, but you might get a Zach Wilson. Give me a Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow does not make you say, ooh, with his arm talent. But you know what he does? He fucking wins. You know what I'm saying? He wins. Joe Burrow is just a winner. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a good quarterback that can win you games. And I think a lot of times, and I can get into a whole nother subject about player pay, but I think a lot of times we get too wrapped up into like I need the quarterback with the howitzer that could put it over the top and weave it through like four guys. Like fuck all that, bro. Can you win a game? Jalen
So
Hurts, you can win a game.
So it's quarterback. Does that equate wins? Is that a QB winning? Is that because people put a lot of
Quarterback
emphasis on that.
play equates to winning, no matter his talents. Quarterback play. If you don't turn over the ball and you move the ball up and down the field, no matter how that is, whether you're handing that motherfucker off and throwing screens, whether you're throwing 5-yard ends, whether you're throwing quick slants, no matter how it is, if you are moving the ball down the field and you are not turning it over, you will win the fucking game if you have talented players around you.
Does
You will
young
win the
Ben?
game.
Oh, I'm answering Sean Sherrod's question. So when's the last game manager won the Super Bowl? I was like, does young Ben Roethlisberger count?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say, ooh,
I got another one for y'all. I got another game manager for y'all that y'all gonna say,
Trent
damn,
Dilfer.
Russ. No. I got one. He won last year. Matt Stafford ain't the real Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford's not a game manager.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
How can you say that?
Okay.
Tell me how Matt Stafford is a game manager.
Because Cooper Cup, Odell Beckham were running around wide open. That's why I give it to Cooper Cup. I know. See, this is the thing. When you call a guy a game manager, and he can't play, and he's not playing well this year, and he's been in the league for so long. Now I believe Matt Stafford in the beginning, he was balls to the wall, do it. And then when I call you a game manager, it's not a slight to me. I'm saying that you don't do anything extra. You can't. No, it's not about if he's a future Hall of Famer, because I'm not talking about what he's done in his career. He's not a game manager his whole career. He is just a game manager because his team needed him. Thank you. Peyton was his last one. He couldn't throw fucking 20 yards. If you can manage the game and not fuck up, and you have teams built like the Rams were built, like the Broncos were built, like the Ravens were built, like you can win with a game manager. Game manager don't mean that you can't make all the throws. It means you don't, because it's not needed in the offense.
All right. All right. Well, let's keep this QB talk going here. But we're going to go and segue to the NFL. And we're going to talk about the current situation, the QB situation, or the landscape that's happening in the NFL. There's a lot of changes that's happened this week. Some guys are out of jobs or into new places. Some guys are stepping into old familiar places. So let's get into it right now. Let's talk what happened recently. Baker Mayfield got picked up by the LA Rams.
Bro, this motherfucker failed up. How do you fail upwards? Damn. Like, I like you, Baker, and I think that you're gonna do. And I actually think this is, like I was saying, failed up. Like, it's gonna work out for him, because Sean McVay wants an offense with a quarterback says hut, reads the defense, and throws to the open guy. He does not give a fuck who that guy is, and he knows for a fact that all of his plays are made to make Cooper Kupp the open guy. So, like, Baker in LA is going to fix. He failed upwards. The shit is fucking crazy.
Man, yeah.
Shout out to him though.
I don't know, man. I mean, I think failing upward. I think that's a stretch. I mean, getting Sean McVay, yeah, that's going to help any young quarterback. But the fact that Baker Mayfield we thought was gonna. I never thought that he would be released mid-season by the Carolina Panthers. I mean, he's just not. He's not good. He ain't good, and he's going to go to the LA Rams, and they ain't got no offensive line. And last time I checked, Baker Mayfield doesn't have the athleticism to evade a rush. He's cooked. He is cooked.
I disagree with
this
that.
year. He's cooked. Look, Baker Mayfield.
Okay. This year, I don't. Yeah.
This year, he's cooked. Now,
yeah.
And then Matt Stafford's going to be back. So Baker Mayfield has no future in LA either, unless he goes to rehab his career for a year behind Matthew Stafford.
He is, and that's if Matthew Stafford chooses to play again. Because we know that LA is about this, like, hey,
Matthew Stafford gonna play next year. He gonna play.
And if he does, it's good for Baker. I don't think Baker's bad. I think Baker's unlikable. Hey,
are you just saying that because you're an OU guy and you like Baker?
Saying no. Because I'm an OU guy, I've watched a lot of Baker, and like I can tell you, he's not a bad quarterback. He's just not what you. He's just not what he is not what you would expect and or necessarily want. He plays the position in a way that's not glamorizing. Like, he's not going to find his star receiver. He's literally going to say hut. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and whoever's open is going to get the ball thrown to him. He is accurate. He's not my savior, but I will say this about him. Like, you lost, and this is to Cleveland. They lost every game. They went defeated. He got there. When he got there, they went from going defeated to beating the Steelers and then beating them again in the playoff. You know what I'm saying? Odell was open. And I can't, and I've said this about Baker. Baker doesn't throw to players because he has to. He throws to whoever he sees open first. And maybe he wasn't in his line. And he is Josh Rosen right now as far as people feel about him, because he's not likable. But I think his talents are such that he could run that offense. I don't think he'd have a problem running that offense. He's got the arm talent, everything. I think his only problem is
now
he's very dislikable to a lot of people.
I'd rather have Brent Huntley running my offense than Baker Mayfield.
Give me Baker.
All right.
Give me Baker.
All right, so let's talk about Baker's former teammate for a hot minute. Deshaun Watson came back, debuted against his suspension, week 11. Had predictable rust, but did you guys catch the game at all?
I saw some of it. He rusty for sure, but I'm not really gonna fault him for it. Like he looked like a guy that's been out that long. I think he went 12 for 22. You know, it's kind of like it's like you watch the game just to see him come out and play. He looked to me like a guy that came out, played his game. He rusty. I'm more interested in seeing how he does at towards the end of the season and starting next season because I do think he still has it because he didn't look like a guy that was like, oh fuck, I lost it. He looked like a guy that was like, oh shit, well, I gotta get it back.
Yeah. I think the game was moving too fast for him.
Yeah.
I think his talent is there and it's always been there. I mean, this guy, if you could sit out for 2 years to come in and ball out in the NFL, damn it, you're something special. You're of the gods. Like the NFL is a fantastic sport and quarterbacking is hard. For someone to come in and go 12 or 22 and get a win, all the kudos, and I don't care about what people think about his off-field stuff. We're talking about just strictly football.
Just football.
And so, yeah, I like Deshaun Watson as a football player. I think he's fantastic. I think he's going to continue to get better, and I wish him the best. I really do.
Right. You know, I feel the same way. I just think that we just got to look at this as he's got some rust, but it'll shake off, and we'll see what the Cleveland Browns. We're really looking to see what the Cleveland Browns do moving forward. But we never know. A guy of his talents could come out next week and be like, "Oh shit, he's back." You know what I'm saying?
He'll just wake it up right then and there. All right, but let's stick with the AFC and just move on over a little bit to the East. Well, no, we wasn't going to do that, but we can start with the Sterling Power Rankings.
I ain't got no sound effects, but
so I mean, I got the Titans here, man. Even after they fired their GM this week because the Eagles put it on them, I still think that they are the 10th best team in the league. Next up, you got the New York Jets, the Mike White led New York Jets. They played a really good game last week against the Vikings, but
say it right.
At the end of the day, they couldn't get it done, man. I think they had some questionable coaching decisions toward the end of the game. So they are my ninth team.
You gotta say it right. Mike White.
The San Francisco 49ers, man. This just goes to show you how well coached they are. Mike Purdy comes in after Jimmy Garoppolo gets hurt again. And who might be out for the season. Mike Purdy, Purdy comes in. That defense is really good. They're really coached very well. They got a run game he can rely on. I don't think they're Super Bowl bound anymore, but I still think that they're a force in the NFC. Next, we got the Miami Dolphins. Thank you for the 49ers for beating these here Dolphins. Even though the 49ers beat the Dolphins, I have the Dolphins ahead of the 49ers just because they got a better quarterback here in Tua, who's really lighting up the league. Tua's better than Brock Purdy. He's better than Jimmy Garoppolo. So, so I have to go. I gotta go with the Dolphins here, man. They're tough. And then next we got the Vikings. The Vikings, surprisingly, man, I don't know if you guys feel it, but they have a sense of magic around them. I'm not saying that because they beat the Bills, but they are finding a way to get it done at the end of games, and I think that's really impressive. That's what you want to see out of a team. So I got them there. You got the Kansas City Chiefs coming in next. I think what we've learned this season is that every team has a flaw or Achilles heel or a team that they match up with that it's just really tough to overcome. And I think that's the Kansas City Chiefs here when we saw them play the Bengals. The Chiefs really struggle when it comes to rushing the passer. And I think, like the Bills, I think the Chiefs are suffering from Patrick Mahomes trying to do too much at all times, being everything on the offense. We got the Buffalo Bills here coming up next. Look, the Bills news came out today that the Bills just lost Von Miller, which is an extremely big blow to their Super Bowl hopes and dreams. Even though, the Bills could have done it last year without Von Miller, I think, they're going to need guys to step up. So I definitely have the Bills going down a bit from last week's power rankings just due to the loss of Von Miller and Tre'Davious White still trying to find his way. Next, I got the Dallas Cowboys. They're blowing everybody out. Tell your mama, tell your daddy, because the Cowboys blowing everybody out. Even though it was the Colts, anytime you can score 50 points in an NFL game, I don't care who it is, it's still impressive because, these teams come to play. the Dallas Cowboys are stacked. You got Zeke making plays. Tony Pollard is still better. Dak Prescott is doing his 111th. He's not trying to be, Patrick Mahomes or somebody like that. He's coming in, doing his job. CeeDee Lamb is still balling out. They got a couple young tight ends that I really do like. I can go on and on about these Cowboys. The play of Jason Peters this season, who we talked about prior, Jason Peters is playing really good football. That
show us love.
He's old as shit, but he's playing pretty well. So I think the Cowboys, I've said this for a while, the Cowboys, I believe, are the best team in the NFC. And as the season progresses, they're playing their best ball at a most crucial time. So the Cowboys are there. Next, I got the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Cool. I think we need to start putting some more respect on Joe Burrow's name. I know he gets lost in Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, but Joe Burrow is right there. And what he's been able to do with the Bengals, let that sink in for a minute. We're talking about the Cincinnati freaking Bengals. They just like last year, maybe this is a team that just starts slow and they start playing their best ball toward the end of the season and riding into the playoffs. They get Jamar Chase back, T. Higgins. This team is really hard to stop. And, I hate having to put the Eagles here at the number one team in the league, but damn it, every single week they keep figuring out a way to win. And I got to put them here. Jalen Hurts, I think he's still a year or two away from establishing himself as one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I think he's good right now. But I think, a true test of how good they can be or if they want to get to the Super Bowl is how well he plays in crucial situations, making tight window throws. I still think he needs to improve there. But, 1 year ago, we were talking about Howie Roseman needed to be fired as a GM for the Philadelphia Eagles. And look at what he's done with those draft picks. And they still have ammunition. And the player development there has gotten better. So I really do like the Eagles and what they're doing. I think as of right now, this week, they are the best team in the league.
All right. Well, there
Can
you
I
have
say
it.
one thing? Can I say one thing?
What's that, my boy?
Before he does his play? Philly trash.
All right.
We got a gift for y'all Christmas Eve, and Santa Claus ain't bringing it. Dak
right.
is. Go ahead, though.
All right, so
Philly trash.
Staying with it, that was the Power Rankings top 10. So staying with the NFL here, we have Sterling's play of the week, play breakdown of the week. What you got for us, Sterling?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be taking y'all to the we're gonna look at the Miami Dolphins and these freaking 49ers, man. This is I hate to do this as I'm loading this up. I don't know if y'all can see it on the screen, but I don't have any access to it as of right now. So I'm trying to play it here and it's not letting me. So just let me just share this real quick with y'all. Okay. So right now, there it is. So we got, look, I'm going to put this on pause here. So look at this. So we got the 49ers playing in the base 4-3 defense. Okay. And the 49ers, they kind of play a hybrid 3-4, 4-3 style of defense. The cool thing about this, though, they have two linebackers, Dre Greenlaw, and they have Warner, that they can mask and kind of give you a lot of different looks. This is why this is one of the best defenses in the league, right? So you see the two safeties back deep, and then you see, you're going to see one of these linebackers kind of creep up to the line. But when you have a guy like Tyreek Hill here, anytime he moves, you see the reaction of the defense because he's a guy that you give him anything, he's gone, right? So you're going to see these linebackers kind of over pursuing right here. When you stop it right here, look at the attention that Tyreek Hill brings on the outside. So you see those two, that safety and that corner, are really paying attention to Tyreek Hill. You got that corner down here. He's looking for the inside leverage. And watch what happens. Tua in this quick strike offense, boom. I mean, he hits. And now, I don't know if you've ever played the quarterback position, you ever play football, like that looks like an easy, quick throw. But like when you hit a guy in stride like this, that it's really actually pretty hard. I mean, that's called the timing and the rhythm of your offense. Cedric Wilson is a burner. And when you see him just take off like that, damn, dog, it's pretty impressive. So you look at it this way, watch these linebackers kind of get sucked in from the motion of Tyreek Hill as he goes to the outside. And you got two. Boom. I mean, it's easy money, man. This is easy money. And this is why the Dolphins have been playing like one of the best teams in the league on offense this year, is because they have the ability to hit you where it hurts the most and really, really quick. So that's the play of the week right there.
Can I say one thing? And you
Yeah.
may want to run it back after this. Jalen Waddle is so motherfucking fast. If you watch that play, and Cedric Wilson took the fuck off, but if you see number 17 behind him, this man caught him before. Anyways, perfect breakdown, everything. I just wanted people to say, if you watch that again, my God. Jalen Waddle's fast.
They're a handful. They are a problem. They are a problem.
All right. I remember when we did this show when we started. I want to say we was doing preseason and we was talking about these teams. They called them the Legion of Zoom, and it's very, very, very fitting right now.
Who picked them?
What you mean?
Who was a Dolphins rider? Who rode with Dolphins?
A Dolphins truther? You were. But guess who's top of the AFC, not just the AFC East, but the AFC
conference
in general. That's the Buffalo Bills, baby. So yeah. I'm just saying. And them boys got to come to Buffalo. They about to come to Buffalo and freeze their ass off.
They are.
Yeah. It's gonna be a very very exciting.
You know
game.
who's not gonna be playing? Von Miller. I'm
Why
not
you
happy
gotta
about
be
it.
rude? Why
I'm
you
not
gotta
being
be rude?
I'm telling the truth. The truth hurts. You see people, the truth hurts.
You couldn't wait till next week to say that. It hurts right now. It hurts.
No, I do not wish to see any player hurt, but I'm just saying Tua does not have to worry about that.
Yeah, and it will make it a lot more easier, is what Russ is saying.
But it is gonna be cold, so it's gonna be interesting. Tyreek Hill is used to playing in Kansas City, though.
Yeah, as long as he ain't cold and got to worry about Von Miller.
But see through my boy.
But tomorrow, we keep up the trend of having trash games on Thursday night.
Oh my God, Boogie, really?
So
Bezos might like us.
I mean, pick better. I mean, it ain't his fault, man. You know, they get the games. They be like, oh, okay, that'd probably be a good game. And then, you know, injuries happen. You know, people
it's because it's
on
Thursday.
the decline. And it's Thursday, you know, and people don't really be complaining. I mean, it's Thursday, you know.
We're just glad that we got football on Thursday. We can't complain. Thank you.
Vegas can't be choosers, but if you choose to watch the game, it's going to happen on Amazon Prime. It's going down. Las Vegas Raiders versus LA Rams. You might even get to see Baker Mayfield in his nice blue and yellow.
It's two of the biggest disappointments in the NFL this year.
Yeah.
Just by the way.
You can see some mediocre quarterbacks duke it out, you know. See what's going on over there, man. You know,
you want to go see a walk race?
Yeah, you know,
they're gonna be running, they're gonna be walking, but they're gonna finish. Like,
man. Yeah. Las Vegas is favored by a touchdown. So 6.5. So I mean, there goes your spread point for tomorrow. But I'll say this: if it was my money and I was betting, I'm gonna take the over. Okay, I'm taking the over.
Of course.
I'm taking the over on that one. All right.
Give me the Rams to cover though.
I don't know. The Rams. Who's quarterbacking?
It don't matter. The Raiders are so dysfunctional.
It might be Baker.
Who
it don't matter.
Devontae.
Don't matter.
Is that who's throwing the ball?
I think Devontae's gonna get his, and they still gonna lose. The Raiders are just.
They trash. Both these teams trash.
I tell you.
I give
but
it to
you know
the Raiders.
What? But you know what? What always happens when two bum ass teams play? It's always a good game. That too. Ain't gonna be a tie. Washington.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, taking shots. Yeah, y'all trash too. Yeah, nigga. But nah. When two bum teams play, it's normally a good game. But I would take the Rams in this. Las Vegas is just a disappointment.
Not the city, your team, but
the team. Your team. The city great.
City's great. We love the city.
We love
the city. But yes, so tomorrow, 7 p.m., Amazon Prime. Watch a mediocre ass game or not. The choice is yours. But
no, you should watch that hoe because it's gonna be entertaining because they both mediocre.
Yeah, like I said, mediocre teams.
You walking down the street and someone says, "Yo, two bums is fighting." What you doing?
You gonna watch?
You ain't gonna answer Boogie, but I'm just saying.
I'm gonna watch and I'm gonna put some money down. That's what I'm gonna do. That's exactly what I'm gonna do tomorrow.
People, because I'm gonna look at you and take the opposite bum just because. But me and Boogie are friends, so hey, you be like, y'all have no soul. No, we have a soul. A soul that likes to watch bum fights or any fight of any kind. Shit, we'll watch two chickens.
I got the one in the top in the 12 monkey shirt. Got 20 on them. Russ, what you got?
Hey, I'll give a nigga my shirt and say, hey, you got my shirt. You gotta win. If you win, you can keep this hoe.
Throw that hoe to that nigga like Mean Joe Green.
Hey, I'm a cheater. I'll bring a Philly cheesesteak to that motherfucker and say, the winner get this. Nigga, hey,
fight a little harder.
Hey,
all right.
hey, a lot harder.
All right, so that was the show this week, man. Tune in next week for another episode of Sports Sushi. If you tune in to YouTube, it is under the Gradwick Podcast Network. If you're tuned in on Facebook, it is under Gradwick Enterprises. So if you want to tune in or you want to listen later, it is going to be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and also still on YouTube if you want to see our beautiful faces. Or if you just want to follow us on social media, you can do that at Sports Sushi, all one word, on Twitter, or sports_sushi on Instagram. If you want to follow us individually, you can find me at DJ Slow Boogie with INE, not a Y, at Snapchat, SoundCloud, Instagram, Twitter, all that there. What you got for us, Russ and Sterling?
Yeah, man. As you see on the screen there, you can follow me on Twitter at Furrow Sterling, Instagram Sterling Furrow. But you can find some of my work over at BuffaloRumblers.com. And just so y'all know, as the NFL season kind of winds down, comes to the close, now is the best time of the season where I'm gonna be dropping knowledge on these prospects and going to the Senior Bowl possibly, and all the things. So you're gonna be locked and loaded here at Sports Sushi because we're gonna be giving it to you raw every single week, baby.
Y'all know me and Sterling fuck with the draft. I told y'all about Pickens last year. Okay, so and Sterling told y'all about a bunch of motherfuckers. So y'all pay attention when these youngsters come out, because for some reason we key in on that shit. You can find me on Instagram. It's gonna be sportsplug.russ. You can also find me on Twitter. That's gonna be RLClimbSP. You can also find me at Sportsplug Clothing Co. It's cool shit. Your girl like it. Your dude will like it. You gonna like it. So we gonna like it. Shit.
Peace. Sports Sushi. Sushi gang.
Yeah.